All right.
Can you're like put like I didn't hear anything else. I was like, all right, sounds real nice. So what's up, man?
Then
Nothing,
just
just chilling.
enjoying the Sunday, dealing
Yeah, we
with all my social media bullshit.
social media BS going on. Yeah, we that's what kind of we've been doing. Just hanging out, not doing a whole lot. Shell and I slept through the night, sort of. We had a really bad storm over here. I don't know about what y'all had.
Oh yeah, no, it stormed. It rained a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. We're trying to put old Jacer in his crib, and Michelle's ready for it. Like Michelle's like totally fine with it. Like put the baby in the crib, I want the bed to myself type deal. But I just can't seem to sleep. Like knowing he's like across the house. So it's taking time for Papa Bear to let the little bear sleep in his room. So man, yeah. So we hadn't done one of these things in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It,
It's been quite some time.
quite some time. See, the last time we did a podcast was when Talking Shoot was paid for the monthly subscription for ads and all that stuff, and we didn't get canceled off Podbean. That's how long it's been. It's been like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, but now we're here. We're
Mm-hmm.
back, better than ever. New pod, just new beginnings, new everything, new software. Thank you, Skype, which is not really new software, but it's new for our production.
Yeah, so now we don't have to be in the same room to record. We can be miles apart.
I know, and it's so convenient because we live like 45 minutes away from each other, which is not that bad, but it is though in a sense. Having a
Yeah.
fine time, we're both free, and someone came out of retirement, so now he's on the road with the World Class Revolution. Raid the Bay
Well,
has officially returned to
yeah,
the world of
yeah.
wrestling.
Had
So
my in-ring return a few months back in Celeste, Texas, against Damon Windsor.
and from what I heard, I was unable to attend. I heard that he came up with a victory. Fell just a little bit short.
Yeah, I mean, came up short, but I mean, it was my return match, and ring rust is a thing. So
So but how was that leading up to it? Like I know you've been doing it for what 11 years now because we're in 2019, or is this what is 2019 your 10th year anniversary or your 11th year?
technically 12,
Oh, 12.
13, yeah, about 12.
So you're pretty old when it comes to the world of wrestling.
Yeah, like that morning, I remember waking up and me and Tigo were talking. I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of. I mean, I'm excited, but I'm not really nervous." And then I remember Damon's out there cutting his promo right before I came out, and I'm sitting there with Mahali, and me and Mahali were sitting talking, and he's like, "You don't really seem that nervous or anything." And I was sitting there just tapping a basketball on this rack as my music started playing. And I looked at him. I was like, "Well, here we go," and I just walked out like I had no nerves. It was like riding a bicycle.
Nice, nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah, and I was really happy to hear about it. I saw it. I saw the post, but I think you told me before they actually announced it on Facebook that you were making a return. I think sounds right.
You
I'm
were
gonna say it
you
out
were
loud.
here. We did that
Oh
podcast with Tigo when Jerry said that I would be returning. So
no, I
you,
mean, I mean,
oh,
I mean the initial. I'm talking about like the initial, like you talked about. You've been talking with them about coming back just before you actually was announced that
oh,
you
but
were coming back.
that wasn't in a wrestling capacity by any means.
Oh well,
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
I've had so much crap going on. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
Like
I
I
don't
don't
want to
even.
talk about it.
We're not going. We're gonna go. We're not gonna go into depth with all that nonsense. But right now, I really hate it because I got rid of the beard. I'm
Yeah,
baby face again,
yeah.
and I hate it.
You look like miniature King Kong Bundy.
Oh yeah, King Kong Bundy, the mini version, right here, and I hate it. every bit of it, and it stinks because I don't know. It's been probably 2 years since I've shaved. Besides, like just cleaning it up and trimming it up, and it sucks because now, like, my face just burns constantly, and I'm like currently like reaching for my beard when I'm bored, and it's not there, and I feel like a part of me's missing. I look at myself in the mirror, and I don't even really know who I am anymore without my facial hair. It's new beginnings,
Yep.
new podcast, new face. It's just crazy.
I've actually become sort of a social media consultant for a couple of things.
Oh yeah.
Kinda, yep, that's my thing now. I'm doing one for this esports organization that um they're on the up and up. I mean, they're fairly new to the whole like trying to get their name out there thing, but we're working together. It's Temporal Gaming, so you should go and check them out.
No, for sure.
Anybody
Yeah,
else that listens, yeah.
they
And
got
then
they got a Twitter.
yeah, yeah, at
What's that
Temporal Gaming
at?
X.
All right. Well, make sure to give them a follow for those who are listening.
And I'm also helping a Twitch streamer. Her name is Jalen Mercy. She's good streamer. She plays Overwatch. She wrote me a few days ago asking me what she could do. So I gave her some advice, and I've been kind of like keeping up with her and whatnot. And then there is a group out of Dallas known as Console Gaming League. So they do the esports thing too, but they primarily focus on console gamers because a lot of esports is done with PC. So I'm talking with them and trying to get something set up. So yeah,
So you just
I'm a
you're
never
just
touch.
I don't even know what, like, so you got a lot going on, good sir, out there doing
Oh
it.
yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere, and having for sure two that I'm consulting with and helping them out, and then like I said, that last one we're just kind of talking at this point, but yeah, trying to turn it into something. You know me, I can take nothing and turn it into something. Hashtag 9 to 5.
That a kid. Speaking of the 9 to 5, tell me more about that. I mean, obviously you're the 9 to 5 champion, so
Well, here's the thing: somebody came and took my belt, so
oh my
I
gosh.
uh, somebody had caught me as I was in a food coma, passed out at Central Park in Ardmore, and came up and snatched the title and ran off with it. I have no idea where it went, but
Oh my,
I'm still declaring myself.
was it after hours or was it between 9 and 5?
Well, see, that's the thing. I had went to McDonald's and got 3 McGriddles, 2 hash browns, and a breakfast burrito. When I woke up at 5:30, the belt was gone, and there was a note that said I took my baby back. So I don't know. I have no idea.
So we're on the hunt for the 9 to 5 championship.
Yeah, it'll reappear, but I'm still undefeated as far as I know. If I wasn't conscious, then it doesn't count.
I got you. So man, um, 9 to 5 champion. That's right now what you got going on. But since we're on the topic of what you got going on, so you came back. You already had a match with the unholy Walmart taker, Damon Windsor, and that you didn't. How do I say this? Wasn't really. Was it the return? You kind of were you happy with the match afterwards? Were you
Oh
happy
yeah,
with
no.
the reaction and all that?
Like I said, it was like riding a bike. It was like, I mean, obviously there was some rust that will get worked out. Thankfully, we have the World Class Academy that I attend and Tigo trains at, and I go there and try to get back in the groove of things and try to get that rust knocked off. But I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool, man. Yeah, and I swung by probably 2 weeks ago. Saw the academy. Y'all got a good thing going on, building the upcoming stars of tomorrow for world class. Sounds like y'all got it going on, man.
yeah.
Happy for world class, and Happy to kind of be a part of World Class outside of the walls.
Hey, there's there's no problem in being a street team. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. And man, that'd be another thing. I would love to get with Jerry and and put over World Class as much as I can on his podcast because I
Oh,
know
we've already said the name at least 6 times already. So,
World Class. Putting
but
them over for free. That's what I love. So
but
so tell me about what are some of your goals now that you're back in the world of wrestling? I don't know if you're back full time or if you're just kind of doing some matches here and there or what.
I
So
mean,
what's the end game now that you're back?
the end game is to have fun. I mean, really, I'm there to go out there and entertain the people, and I'm there to have fun. I mean, that's the end goal. Help the company out the best way I can, with whatever the company needs, and go out there, perform, and show the world my beach bod, and just have fun with it again. Because towards the end, towards my retirement and everything, a couple years back, I just wasn't I wasn't having fun. I felt like the old Shawn Michaels phrase, I lost my smile for it. I just didn't have my heart in it anymore, and my hip was acting up, so it just felt like it was time for me to go get a break. And that 2 years I was gone, it just like everything that went down after the retirement and everything just kind of really put into retrospect, like really, like I can go off and do whatever, but ultimately I was put here for entertainment purposes in wrestling,
Right.
which
And
created
man,
that itch again. And
yeah, and it's good. It's good knowing that you're back. But just because ever since we've known each other, I've just when you're in the ring or when you're involved in wrestling, it seems like you're always more happier. You're always more upbeat, more like life is set right in a sense. And so as a friend, as your friend, it really makes me happy knowing that you're doing back at whatever you got going on with the World Class, because I know it's home for you. And that's what it makes me happy knowing that
you
you're back
figure
at it.
though, from the time I was probably about 15, 16, I have been around Jerry and Montego. So I mean, it's almost like I they're my family. So the moment I left, like, and you really think about it, it's like, why did I leave my family? So it's one of those things that, yeah, I'm happy when I'm back around it and everything, because I feel like you said, I am home, because it's my home. It's what I know. It's what I love to do, and I love the group. And you know, uh, with me, Tigo, and Jerry being have known each other so long, and we uh we get each other. We've been through the ups and downs, and we know where we started, and to see where it's been brought to now, just how much it's just all over the place now. And it's kind of like heartwarming knowing that, these guys that started training in an old Timbuktu dance bar outside of Ardmore ended up doing what Jerry has done, and the things Tigo has done, and some of the things I've done. Like, it's just mind blowing on how much that all happened, and it's really a blessing, because nobody would have ever thought, like, really, all the stuff you know that has gone down, and where world class has become, and everything. Nobody would have thought that it would have happened back then.
Right. Yeah, because I remember being there at the first IWR show in Ardmore back in 2014, I think it was, whenever they had that there in the art at the Boys and Girls Club, the main event was a
HFB
fatal.
was
That was the venue. The main event was a fatal four-way TLC match. It was Jerry, Cambridge, um, Dane Griffin, the Texas Gladiator, and Coyote. And oh my gosh, that was so great, because I've never seen anything like that in live. I've obviously been in WWE shows and other independent shows around the area, but I've never seen like a TLC match live. And going in there, I didn't really think, man, I mean, this is a small show. They're probably going to do a couple of cool little things, but I was really impressed with like, oh my gosh, that was like a legit badass TLC match, and it was awesome. And Jerry, see, I didn't really know him at the time too, and I didn't realize how hilarious and how much charisma that dude's got. Because when I had met him, it was actually the Saturday before that week. Yeah, the week before that show, and I met him, and that's when I was upcoming, starting to train, and I had only known Jerry as just a professional boss, and seeing him in the ring doing his thing, it was it was something, man. I really I love old Mr. Bostic, and then of course everyone else was phenomenal. Freaking Coyote was, oh, he blew my mind. The whole show really was just great too. I remember seeing that's when Tigo had a lot of hair too.
Yeah, and you can go like here recently. I went back and watched my very first match, and it's just like wow.
Look at you now.
Yeah. The once blues man Mo Buddy Gillespie from Biloxi, Mississippi, has turned into what he did.
Right at the base. So I gotta ask. I know I've seen you call out Sam Stackhouse on social media, but besides adding him, who are some other future opponents that you're looking to mix it in the ring with in the next couple of months or whatever it may be?
I honestly I haven't really thought about it, but whoever wants to come and try to make claim to the 9-5 championship can do so. But honestly, realistically, at this point, I mean, as long as I get in the ring and I can give the fans what, entertain the fans, it doesn't matter who I get in there with. I could probably get in there with, Tyson James would probably be one. Brock Landers, Gemini, somebody I've
Right.
never really wrestled with before. Well, I've wrestled Tyson, but just a lot of these people that are kind of still new to the scene, just trying to get a feel, see if I can't, make something out of nothing. You know what I mean? Sam, I got a lot of respect. Sam, did you see the video of what he did last night?
Of who? I'm sorry. Who's that
Did
again?
you see the video of Sam? Did you see the video of Sam Stackhouse killing somebody last night?
No, I did not.
Okay, so there is a worker named Alex Royal. It wrestles for WFC. Shout out Tim. They had, I guess it was some type of hardcore match last night, and Sam had laid Alex's brother Zach on a table on the outside. Sam ran and did a front flip plancha over the top rope to the outside and legit just like destroyed this kid through the table. I'll tag you in the video. It was pretty epic. Sam is one of those big guys that he's good in the ring, and he'll do some stuff that will, absolutely amaze you. So Sam's one of those guys that should be looked at more in some aspects. You know what I mean? Like, as in, just don't credit him off as another big guy, because he can do stuff that a lot of big guys can't do. Because immediately right after that, he took a superplex. So, I mean, a lot of men his size probably wouldn't even try to do that, but he did.
Yeah, dang. Well, tag me in it. I'll make sure to give it a watch. I've seen a lot of his videos, a lot of his stuff. He's a very big, agile dude, and so I would hate to be anybody that wants to get in the ring with Mr. Stackhouse. And the fact that you're wanting to so bad, just wow. Best of luck to you at that match end up does happening.
Well, you never know in the world of wrestling what could happen. I mean, it could turn into, me wanting a match too. It could turn into something different. It could be a long-term thing. It could be, one of those things that like was Taz and Sabu, where back in the ECW days where they really wanted each other and never really locked up in over 2 years. And then when they finally did, it was a really big deal. So you just never know what's going to happen in the sport.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, you say that. I remember Rise of the Revolution 2, the three-day tour in the Texas DFW area, and I ended up getting to work Randy Wayne. Oh my gosh! Like, so you remember that match? It was clotheslines and chops.
Yeah, he beat the hell out of you.
Beat the hell out of me, but I didn't even think I was going to get to wrestle at all that weekend. I was ready for just a weekend of ring crewing and just following orders. And when I actually got in the ring with him, and it was funny getting in there with him because I first time I ever met him was at that venue, and he hit me with that first chop, and I was like, I messed up. I should have told Jerry I just can't do it tonight. I should have just stayed as a ring crew. My skin was raw for a good solid 2-3 weeks after that match. It's a good time though. Good old time with old
Yeah,
Randy Wayne.
it's good. It's good for you. It builds character.
You never know what's gonna happen though in the world of wrestling. And
Well, I
I
mean,
didn't.
I was still trying to get over Titus that weekend. So,
Oh man,
like,
yeah, you were sick. I forgot about that. That's crazy.
I
That,
was like, I remember riding back to the hotel with Jalen, and like I just kept coughing to the point I couldn't breathe. And he looked at me, he's like, "Do I need to take you to the ER? Are you gonna make it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm fine. Just keep driving." But of course, my blood pressure was kind of up, and I got done yelling at you on the phone. So yeah, it was a good weekend.
good weekend. That's okay though. Supposed to. It was a fun time. Met lots of. Oh, well, for me, it was meeting a lot of great people that you've known. But first time meeting for me is the first time I've ever really experienced the world of on the road with wrestling, because I know we were just in a DFW area, but we all the driving and all the traffic and all the getting to venues, being there all day, getting out late, getting little sleep. That was my first like taste of the business, and whew, I mean,
Getting lost at the airport and having a well-known superstar yell at you in the car because you don't
Chavo
know how to
Guerrero.
drive the DFW airport.
I still drive the car that he sat in and cussed me out in. Great times, great times. It was worse if I got lost and couldn't find the airport. Oh, Mr. Guerrero was very happy to see me with sarcasm in my voice.
You're lucky he didn't give you the three amigos right there in the middle of the parking lot.
I would have taken it too. I would have. I knew I would have deserved it, so I just would have ate them just and sold them for the whole weekend, right there in
No,
the
there would have
parking
been
lot.
no selling. He would have spiked you with every one of those suplexes and probably
Oh my!
shattered your spine.
And like it is DFW, so all these people are just stepping over my dead corpse, just like it's normal, and I'm over there just like all bent up and just decaying as the time goes by.
Chavo is really cool though.
Oh
He's a
man,
really he's a really good guy.
he is he is one of the. I don't even know how to really explain him. He is got to be. When I say this, I don't mean this as a knock or any kind of disrespectful matter, but when he is the exact opposite of what I thought he was going to be, because his persona on TV, he's an excellent cruiserweight wrestler, and he's got a lot of charisma. His the character that he portrayed as on WWE, and when I met him, he is such a cool, well spoken, well mannered man, and oh my gosh, he's smart too. Like you can tell that the dude's got some knowledge, not just about wrestling, but just in life in general. And it was really cool getting to hear him talk about, because we did that his seminar there in Kingfisher. I think that's where it was
Mm-hmm.
where we did that, and hearing him talking about his experience with WCW and working with Eddie and Ray, and oh my gosh, like he's one of the coolest, probably coolest dudes I've ever met on the side of meeting MVP. Like when I mean they're the complete opposite of what I thought they were going to be. So, and I don't mean that in any disrespectful way. They're really class act dudes, and it's kind of one of those things. It's like when you meet the guys that you idolized since you were a kid, it's like, oh my gosh, they're even better.
Well, yeah, I mean, and a lot of people, and that's one thing. A lot of wrestling. Um, I'm just gonna say, a lot of wrestling fans they forget like they're people too. So I mean, they they have moods just like everybody else. They get aggravated like everybody else. But they're also wrestlers for the most part. Are probably the most nicest people you'll ever meet. Just because, I mean, it's just all about being humble. And Chavo and MVP, I mean, both of those guys are just super cool about everything until you piss them off. And then the moment you piss them off, I mean, there's no, I mean,
Yeah.
we we we've seen it, but
Oh
you
yes,
don't want
we
to make
have
them
seen.
mad. They will respect you as long as you respect them, and that's straight up. And that, I mean, it's just the way it is.
Oh yeah, and of course, after he had completely ripped my ass a new one down there at the airport. Like the next day in Arlington, it came up to me. And it was like, "Hey, I'm sorry. It was just a long day. I know a lot of the things that went wrong yesterday wasn't your fault, and I just want to just apologize." And of course, I'm just like, "I don't know. It's fine. Like, hey, it's cool, man. You're Chavo. That's cool." Like just a complete mark, just freaking out the fact that he came and apologized to me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, so cool. Oh man, great memories, man. And also, I don't know. So I mean, and I know we're all using Skype. Skype is obviously not a new technological discovery, but it's new for us, and we're actually getting to use it. We're going to be bringing some guests on the show. It's going to
Yep.
be great because you can do
Um,
conference calls on these things.
which will be a lot of fun. Who do you have an idea who our first guest is going to be?
The first guest, no, absolutely not. We'll have to. I was just trying to get to this. I'm hoping that this, like, because this is the longest conversation I've done on Skype. It's recording, so hopefully it works and everything gets uploaded right. But I got a list of everybody that's already volunteer or not volunteered. I kind of no, I didn't kind of. I messaged all of my wrestling buddies on Facebook and asked if they want to come on the pod, and I got some responses. I mean, not all of them have replied, and I don't expect all of them to, but I got some are former, some are current. I got Wade Griffin, Wesley Crane, Phoebe, Sam Stackhouse, Kyle Hawk, Dusty Gold, Jermaine Johnson, Kelsey King, CJ Ward, Double D, Coyote, Angel Camacho, Keith Scott, Paige Turner, Jackson Stone, Nitronus Ateo. I hadn't talked to him in a while. Mr. Shannon, Kevin Morgan wants to come on the pod. Tim from the Butt Monkey Mafia. Kalista, I can't ever say that her last name. Kalista Deva. I'm
Yeah.
probably I'm butchering it. I know, and I'm so sorry, Kalista. Mahali's wanting to come on. Striker's wanting to come on. Skylar Slice and Luke Langley. We got a heck of a lineup, and of course, I'd love to bring back the guests that we've had from Talking Shoot, like Jerry and Dustin and Tigo and his wife. I'd love to have them on the brand new pod, and maybe I'll be better quality of production.
Well, I think it would only be fitting that the first guest we have is, which you can write him and set it up because I mean I'm just a co-host, but I think it's only fitting we have the Keanu Reeves of wrestling, and that's Mr. Kyle Hawk as our first guest.
Oh my god, it's so funny because when I actually messaged him and asked about it, he was so down for it. Like a couple of people I messaged, they're like, "Yeah, sure, man, no big deal." He was like, he said, "Fuck yeah, I want to be on the podcast. Just let me know." I was like, "Oh my god, it's going to be such a great podcast."
Well, the funny thing is he doesn't. When I called him the Keanu Reeves in wrestling and Celeste, it was more or less of not saying he was like the John Wick or the one or anything like that. It was because we all know Keanu Reeves in real life is a really like he is like the perfectly decent human being. Like he puts all of his money into children's hospital and cancer research and everything. Like, and that's what I was referring to as Kyle Huck being the Keanu Reeves of pro wrestling is, and he's got a good heart and everything. But this fool took it as no, I'm John Wick, I'm the one. Well, so
I love
he's
I
the
love
Keanu.
Kyle.
Yeah, so I think it'd only be fitting if you reach out to him and we try to get something set up to where he's the first guest.
Yeah, we just got to set it up, man. And man, this Skype is really going to make a difference in this podcast. Because and man, I really want to. Kyle Hawk's definitely a top pick. And I don't want to. I don't want people to think I'm playing any favorites. But man, Keith Scott. Could you imagine the conversation we're going to have with that dude?
Well, here's the thing with Keith.
Rage, brother.
He's 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 cool. I love Keith.
Oh man, do you ever see our like little conversations that we have on some of my Facebook statuses that he comments on?
Not really. I haven't really been paying a lot of Facebook here recently. I've been
I am friends with my grandmother and a lot of my pastor friends, and I've had to delete so many comments from that gentleman just because they're so vulgar, but they're so him, and that's why I love him so much.
I mean, why would you delete him? He doesn't know them. That's his opinion. He has the right to say so. It's his First Amendment right.
So, oh yeah, some of them though they're just like, oh my gosh, you know my grandma. She's an interesting human being. So if she sees the comment, she's messaging me and say, "Guy, do you know who this is talking like this on your Facebook?" Like, yes, Granny.
I just like, no, I don't know him, but he's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy, and he's like a huge celebrity in the wrestling world.
No, just tell me. Yeah, he's a Satanist trying to get me to convert.
Oh my god.
No, he's not. Rage is not a Satanist.
Oh, Rage. I love him, man.
It'd be funny to rib your grandmother like that.
But there's a lot of these people on this list that I look at it. I'm just picturing the conversations with some of them. And I'm just like, oh, there's no telling where somebody's going to go. Like, especially like Wade and Wesley. Oh my gosh. Wesley will talk to us for hours. We're going to have to limit the podcast with him. He's a cool dude. And we got old Dusty Gold on here. He's down. And I'm really interested in this. I've never really I met Stryker at that McAllister show that we had a couple years ago, and felt terrible because I was still new to the Oklahoma independent scene, so I didn't know him. But he's like a big deal in the Oklahoma independent scene. So I was like, oh man, I felt so disrespectful. That's terrible.
I mean, he's a legend. He's been around for a while. He's done a lot of good things. I mean, the dude has fought cancer and won. I mean, there's a lot of respect that Stryker gets that he deserves. So, but
yeah, I mean, all these people that are on this list, man, we can have a great show with any of these people, and there's a lot of them that we've shared locker rooms with. You've probably shared with more of them than I have, more than likely. So, well,
but yeah, should be interesting from here on out. Should be good.
We got good stuff coming up, man, and we're gonna be I'm really gonna be stressing specials and giveaways, and I'm announcing it right now. I want to see if there's a human being out there. We will figure out some kind of prize if somebody can pull it off. I want to see if somebody can make us a custom theme. I bet you know someone.
Yeah, you do too. He kicked your ass.
He did kick my ass. So this is a shout out. This is more of a shout out than a contest. So Randy Price and his lovely, lovely WrestleMedia company that he's got going on. They did make the very famous Old Town Road remix featuring the Unholy Son. Damn it, Windsor. Speaking of that, I bumped that like several thousand times in my car on my way to work.
I mean, it was catchy. I mean, in a sense, it went viral. But, congrats to them on that.
I dug it. I think I love the fact more that I saw Randy and Mahali getting lit to that song on the music video. I think that's what was the icing on the cake for me. They were getting it. Everyone was. So was oh, golly, what else was in that video? Desi was in there. Saw some Desi, Fuego.
It was great seeing Desi too. I hadn't seen Desi in years, and seeing her at that show was really cool.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to come to some shows. Jerry's probably wondering the same thing when I'm gonna come and work some security.
Oh yeah, we always need ring crew.
Oh yeah, I was telling old Dustin, Mr. Tommy Face, last time me and him were just shooting shit. I told him that I need to get me one of those zebra shirts and let me do some officiating. I can be the official from the South. That'll be the gimmick.
Official from the South.
The official from the South. And then I don't
That
really care about a name.
sounds terrible.
But that's what makes it so great, that it's so terrible. A referee with a gimmick. Oh man. Well, yeah, and we'll probably leave it at that. Yeah, man, it was great talking to you. We got to actually catch up. We didn't really talk any WWE or New Japan or NXT or Impact.
Well, I mean,
AEW,
it's
but
still.
well, it'll come.
Yeah, I mean, it's 6 to 8 right now. I mean, the wrestling business is still going through, thriving. I mean, MLW has picked up a bit. They they've picked up a bit. I watched their program on YouTube. I watch Fusion. AEW, of course. You still got the big All Out coming up. WWE's, doing WWE. Bray Wyatt's Fiend characters, pretty
Oh
legit.
my god.
Uh,
If you
but I
talk
mean,
about all in one podcast, this podcast is going to be like 2.5 hours. There's
I
so
mean,
much to talk about.
it's quite this simple. I mean, wrestling is on a boom again, and it feels good to say that. It's not. It's getting back out there.
Yeah.
There's coming more and more of it, and it's going to be good for the
Oh
whole
yeah.
industry. I mean,
Yeah.
so
And I found myself falling in love with it again. I know when me and you had a talk, had that real man-to-man hard talk the other couple of weeks ago. I was telling you that I really fell off from loving wrestling, and now I find myself falling in love with it again. And everything's just kind of coming in full circle. Family's doing good. The kiddos growing and getting big and tearing shit up and doing the DX chop now. It's a proud moment for a father, sort of. And wrestling, I actually watched a full week of wrestling. I was really proud of myself. Watched Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and NXT UK and Impact. That was a big old pat in the back for me. That was the first time in a long time I got to do that. And yeah, fall in love with it all over again. And now I get to fall in love with doing a podcast again.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do before we get off here. I'm gonna go ahead and plug the that in September, World Class is teaming up with Impact in Lawton and Enid.
Oh yeah. I heard about it, but let's go ahead.
I was just gonna say those are coming up. Um, let's see. There's also the University of North Texas game that's coming up later in September as well.
Yeah.
October, Wichita, and then in November, World Class has the big Oklahomania event in November.
Yeah.
So things are rolling. It's gonna be good.
Oh, for sure. For
Uh,
sure, man.
which
And
you can look up the dates and kind of like put them in the notes and everything about the pod and whatnot. That way,
oh yeah.
everybody.
We'll make sure to get that plug. And we'll work so hard to become the official podcast of the World Class Revolution. We'll get a sticker and everything.
Sticker.
Bumper
He's
sticker. We'll work on it. Mr. Bostic we'll pitch it.
Mr. Bostic is a very busy man. So
I'll send him a letter in the mail. Like read whenever you're free.
probably won't get read within the next like 4
He'll
months.
hit me up 2 years later, like, "Hey man, saw the letter that you sent me. I don't know if I don't think it's gonna work out, bro. Sorry, we're booming and don't really have time for anything like that. So I'm like, all right, brother.
It's
No.
when you're the leader of the free world class, it's you tend to get very busy.
Oh, no doubt. And man, all the luck to him, all the luck to all you guys, and I extremely proud and proud of everybody and love every single one of y'all. Y'all are all my brothers. And man, whenever I can get in and keep the barricade safe, I will definitely be there. I gotta get some more stuff figured out, and then I'll be more than happy to come and keep some marks out of the ring. Unless Jerry does an entrance at Lone Grove again, then there's nothing I can do about that.
September 13th, Lawton, Oklahoma. That one is with Impact as well, or with Impact. It'll be live on Twitch. It's called Operation Overdrive. That is World Class and Impact Wrestling putting that on. And then the next night we are in Enid at the Stride Bank Center. September 21st is Denton, Texas. Then, like I said, we have Wichita in October, and then November. So yeah, it's
busy time.
Yeah, it's gonna pick up within the next month or so. So,
and that's awesome.
You people can keep up with World Class at worldclassprowrestling.com, World Class Revolution Wrestling on Facebook, World Class Rev, I think it is on Twitter. Also, you can keep just anybody that works with World Class. If you could follow them, like Tigo, myself, find them on Facebook, Twitter. Follow all those guys. I mean, we normally post all the events and everything. So yeah, just stay in touch.
Brother. Well, Ben, it was good catching up with you, and this is the first of hopefully many episodes to come. Now we got this little Skype gimmick here. We're gonna have this new pod gimmick going on. Pal's gonna set up. Pal or Pod of Wrestling or POW, whatever you want to call it.
Sounds good. I look forward to having more.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great, bro. Well, I'm probably gonna let you go, and I gotta do some fatherly duty stuff, and well, that watch some football. That's fatherly duty stuff.
Is it the preseason right now, or
it's preseason right now? But I dig it. I like watching it. I like seeing the backups and the rookies and seeing everybody battle it out, trying to make the main roster. Kind of like the NXT of NFL preseason.
All right, man. Well, you take care.
You too, brother.
All right, later.
Later.